bump to this song, but then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang gang, Lower with the gang gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang, Lower with the gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang, West Coast with the gang, Lower with the gang, you know. Yeah, whoa, East Coast with that gang gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' ahead stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang gang gang, we famed up, got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang.
All right, here we go, fam. Let's get ready for episode 1091. 1091. What's going on, my beaches? Yeah, you're a beach. You're a beach. You're a beach. Okay, it's time to make some sick fucking games.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling.
Ah, bacon,
Welcome
baby.
to the Daily Swole.
All right, testing. Test. Testing. Is this mic on? Testing testicles. Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1 Shauzo and Schnante Schwan of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Welcome everyone, thank you for joining live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. The Beesh is back. King Beesh, aka the Papa Swolio. Papa Sleazio, Papa Slamio. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 1091. We talking mobility and yoga today. Adding this will change your motherfucking life. I am ready to answer questions. I'm ready to discuss. I'm ready to slap you with the knowledge pee-pee, aka the knowledge cock, that purple, that eggplant, about mobility and your yoga. And yes, I have had 1 cup of coffee times any number over 3. I've had a bunch of coffee. I've had a bunch, and I still have more. I got my fuck your pink drink mug. No judgment. Judgment-free zone. Judgment-free zone. But we're not swole free. We are swole heavy. Let me move this little microphone down a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Get that black cock just right in front of my face. Beautiful. Well, I mean, the microphone. Anyway. How we doing, Instagram? What's good? Mobility is the most important part of training. I agree. We had a masterclass this morning, this noon in Swolenormous X. So today we did a masterclass. We unveiled and released a brand new section in addition to the entire yoga studio. I also teach classes, and I teach yoga and my own personal type of flow, which is called Swolga. So we open up a brand new Swolga section inside X, and we separated it. We separated the section. So now we got a bunch of new classes and a bunch of new things and some major updates and new stuff that's on the horizon, prepping for a major update, a major fucking thing later this year, which I'm super stoked for. But we're going to talk about yoga today. We're going to talk about yoga today because that is the theme. That type of mobility is the theme of what I posted today on Instagram about the yoga, the IGTV video. And we talked about it today in the masterclass. So it's like, well, what am I going to do for the Daily Swole? What am I going to talk about on the Sleazy? It only makes sense that we keep it congruent, that we hammer this point home to the public, to all of you, the greater Swolenormous community, those of you that weren't able to catch the masterclass earlier, those of you that are here, that are listening, that are absorbing the gains, absorbing it into your ear holes. We have to get this point across. How many of you are currently how many of you are currently consistent with a yoga practice? Let's put that in the comments now. If you're in Swolenormous X, of course you are, because that's part of the programming. Oh, thank you, Franks. Loving the Swolenormous X site. Thank you. I'm super excited that you're enjoying it. Thank you. We put a lot of work into it, and it's very heavy content based. It's unlike anything anyone's seen. One thing that bothers me, and it doesn't really bother me, it's understandable when people are saying, I want to ask about your program. It's like, it ain't a program. It's fucking Swolenormous X. It's a lot more than just a program. There's so much stuff in there. And anyway, we focus a lot on mobility. Mobility, activation, turning these things fucking on, fam. Turning these body parts on. You're sitting down on your ass all day. You're at a computer. You're in a car. You're at a car. You're at your desk. You are locked in position. I don't care if you are a cashier or you're an accountant. You're either standing or you're sitting all fucking day long. What do you do? What do you do all the time? What's your repetitive movement? What do you do all the time? Do you do something? Do you raise your right arm to lift something up all the time? Do you twist to one direction all the time? Do you sit all the time? What do you do or not do all the time? What's your consistent position? What's your consistent action? Whether it's a repetitive action or a repetitive inaction, it's something that can severely affect your posture. It's something that can severely affect your health, negatively affect your health. And that's because, and I'm talking about your physical health. And of course, your mental health, and being in one position is just psychologically debilitating. But one of the main things that you're going to find is your health and your physical health is about mobility. It's really about mobility. We like to talk about strength. We like to talk about abs, and we like to talk about nutrition and doing all that stuff. Cool. Food is important. Sleep is important. Hydration is important. And, having abs and having a physique is great. And it may mean that you're going to be less likely and less predisposed to having major diseases down in the future, okay, based on body mass and having extra body fat on you. But what is really the thing that we want to maintain as we go through life? And that's mobility. That's range of motion. That's one of the things that you are going to lose top of the list as you get older. You lose your ability to move. You lose your ability to bend. You lose your ability to twist. You lose your ability to reach. You lose your range of motion. And when you lose that mobility, you lose your independence. Now, that might seem, okay, that's when I'm 80. That's in the future. But a lot of you are losing your independence and you are having movement issues now. Like they're rearing their heads now. You don't notice it because you're not an expert in the area. You're not in tune with your body in that sense. And I get it. And that's understandable. Not everyone is in tune with what's going on with their body, unfortunately. However, you have the chance now to prevent major things from happening in the future, but also to get in touch with your body. But also to connect and to notice these things and to, get this feedback that your body is giving you. Your body is telling you. Your body is telling you when it has problems. Your body is letting you know all the time. It's whether or not you're listening. And most people are not listening to their body because they don't even know to listen to their body. They listen to their doctor. They read an article and, oh, I should do that, or, oh, I need to do that, or I need to take this. You listen to some jabroni trainer who just got a certification online the other day and now is a professional trainer, or someone on Instagram and they're showing you some booty exercise, which is okay. It's great. But if you're out of position, you're out of posture, you'll look at something that's more advanced. You want to start building muscle. Okay, cool. And you just go and jump right into a strength training program, but you haven't built up that proper foundation. You're not moving properly. Your body is misaligned. So you're putting yourself at higher risk. Now, there are different ways to get successful. And you might want abs. That might be your thing. You might want to lose weight. That might be your thing. What I am telling you is that if you are not doing yoga, you are missing out. You are losing. You are losing. And when I say losing, it doesn't mean you're a loser. It doesn't mean you won't get results. What it means is you are missing out. You're missing out on doing better. You're missing out on feeling better. You're missing out on more results. And that is something that I find to be unacceptable. If you have the ability to do more to get more, then fucking do more and get more. If you're not doing yoga, you are not taking care of your body. You might think you're eating right. You might think you're training right. Well, if you're not doing yoga, you're not. If you're not taking care and you're not doing mobility regularly, and I'm talking about yoga, you're doing yoga, you ain't doing it. You ain't doing it. You're not taking care of your body. How could you be taking care of your body if you're just building up stress, but you're not balancing it out? Meditation's important too. Yoga, but start here. Start with something. No joke, if you're not taking care of your body, if you're not doing yoga, you're not working on mobility, you are missing the entire point. You're missing the point. We talk so much about eating the right shit, and I make a lot of content because it shakes things up, and people are like, what the fuck? He's saying, oh, fuck your macros. He's saying, don't worry about the quantity. Yes, I say things to get your attention, to snap you out of this routine of thinking that measuring everything is important. It's not important. And it really isn't much of a factor when you're eating the right stuff. Calories exist, but you know, if you approach it from the quality first, it makes it much more easier to manage and not even have to count and not even have to measure. Or if you do, it makes it much easier because you're being consistent with your nutrition. You're getting in those micronutrients and all that stuff. Now, when it comes to your yoga, that's the same thing. You need to look at the foundation of your training. Doesn't matter if you're trying to build strength. Doesn't matter if you want abs. Doesn't matter if you want more endurance. Doesn't matter if you do CrossFit. Doesn't matter if you like cycling or running or obstacle course racing. It doesn't matter, golfing. I don't care what the fuck you do. Yoga and this type of mobility practice, yoga, and for those of you that are in Swolenormous X, the Swolga, that is what you're missing. That's the most important thing you can add. If you are not doing it, you're missing a piece of your puzzle. You're not taking care of your body. Period. End of story. You're missing out. You're missing out. Do you want to miss out? Do you want to put yourself at risk? I don't think a lot of you do. If I say, do you want to get hurt? No one's gonna be like, oh, I want to get hurt. I want an injury. A lot of you are dealing with injuries or have had injuries in the past that are actually preventable or would have been preventable or strongly and severely mitigated by practicing yoga. You can avoid many issues by practicing yoga. Many issues. Let's get into some of the questions. It's fucking important. And I said in the pre-roll, I didn't want to tell anyone what this was because I want you to fucking hear it. If you see the title, oh, yoga, he's going to do another yoga episode. Fuck you. If you're not doing yoga, you need to listen to this 20 times over. My throat's making noise. I don't care what you fucking do. I don't care what your goals are. I don't care what your name is. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what complaints you have or what. I don't give a fuck. You need to practice this. This is good for every person. There's maybe one person out of 1,000 that maybe you should be careful with yoga, but you can do it in a wheelchair. You can be elderly and not be able to stand up well on your own and do yoga. You could do chair yoga. You could do assisted. There's modifications for everything. Yoga is for everything. Everything and everyone. Every single person. You could do this with your kids. You could do this with your parents. You could do this with anyone and anywhere. And you don't need fucking equipment. You need a mat. Okay. Well, if you don't have a mat, you could do it on the floor. A mat's just good because it'll help you maybe not slip or give you some perspective on how far you are, to the left or to the right and keep your balance and things like that. But that's it. You don't even need it. Just put a towel down or just do it on the ground. Anyway, let's take some comments. Let's get some. I just wanted you to hear it. I want you to be fucking. Oh, he's saying that. And slap you across the face with that bullshit. Slap you across the face. Sean, there we go. Sean, the screws in my pelvis has made me lose mobility, so I understand what you're preaching, and I'm only 33, so age doesn't matter. Fuck no, it doesn't. And some of you that have already served in the military, thank you for your service. A lot of you are coming back, and you're fucked up, and you're hurt from those rucksacks and fucking the boots and running and pounding on your joints. People that are served in law enforcement, or you played collegiate sports and you fuck yourself up. You sacrifice a lot for these types of activities and careers, and it's going to haunt you, and it's going to bleed over into other things in your life. You don't want chronic back pain. How many of you have chronic injuries? And when I say chronic injuries, I really mean how many of you are having recurring injuries? How many of you pull your hamstring over and over again, or hurt your shoulder over and over again, or have tendonitis over and over again? Or how many of you have chronic back pain, or chronic knee pain, or chronic neck pain? Drop that in the comments. Like, this is the kind of thing that helps all of those things. Tell me if that's not important or that doesn't play a factor in your life. Kai Glenham, I need to learn to jump both feet into this Swolenormous X. Fuck yeah, you do. Fuck yeah. Carrie, I'm guilty of neglecting yoga. I needed to hear this 100%. Hell yeah, Carrie. Juju, it's been 3 weeks since I started the 90-day dash and the elimination diet. People are telling me I look great and seem at peace. I love to hear it. Fantastic. You go, Jew. You go, Juju. Pied Piper on YouTube. Hi, I'm getting into yoga recently, and I'm feeling somewhat overwhelmed with all the different poses. Should I focus on a handful, find one set, and master those, or something different? Do a flow. Google it. You're on YouTube right now. You can Google a flow. Google a beginner yoga flow. Don't worry about all the poses. There's thousands or hundreds or thousands, and there's progressions. There's a lot of stuff. You don't have to be a yogi and study the art for 30 years to start. You just have to start. Or if you want to have great access to beginner classes and stream them and do what we do inside Swolenormous X and access the studio there, you can join up with us. You can just Google a beginner yoga class and start. Don't let that be a restriction to you. There's plenty of free content out there as well. Swolga Foundation tonight for me. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Kelly. People that speak down on it have never done yoga. Well, most people that don't know yoga have a misconception of what it is. That's why I talk so strongly about it, because even though I do talk so much about it, most people, especially dudes, they still don't get it. They don't know about it. They still think, oh, yoga is Lululemon, or it's for girls. And even though a lot of guys are doing it now, it needs to be talked about and promoted on a larger stage. It needs to be even more popular and spoken about more. Talking to a guy at training last night about you and how you make people aware of how important this is. I'll be sharing this to him later. Nice. Good. Spread the love. Spread the love in the games. I sit at a desk each day, stiff as fuck, constant back pain, always have back pain, chronic hip pain. Yoga is absolutely helping me. I have lower back pain and spasms in a weak right arm. Let's see. Tony, I need to get into yoga. My shoulders have lost some mobility. Now would be a great time before comes a chronic pain. Yeah, for sure. Is there a live broadcast of just audio? I want to listen live while I work. Not live, but the podcast will be up later. You can just put your phone down and listen to it, but you have to be watching the video. I don't think your phone will play it if you turn off the screen. Okay. I like to recommend the yoga studio inside Swolenormous X because I know what's in there. People ask me, hey, what channels are this? I don't know. You can Google it. However, we have the best content. We have the best content because you have all the supporting content. And don't forget, when you join Swolenormous X, you also get access to the fucking greatest fitness family in the world, in the realm. That makes everything better. You get the fam, full fam access. I love it. Nice. Started getting my boyfriend into doing some yoga too. Hell yeah. Yoga helps muscle building 1,000%. It absolutely does. If you have better joint balance, if you have less adhesions in your muscle bellies, you're going to be able to activate more muscle tissue. It's absolutely fantastic for building muscle. It's great for recovery. You can't just lift weights and then sit on the couch and heal. You're going to get stiff as shit and you're going to create a lot of friction, tension, adhesions, and imbalances. over time. I'm not saying you do a weight training workout and tomorrow you're fucked up, but all you're doing when you're lifting weights, for example, and this is great. Yoga is great for everyone, even if you don't lift weights, which you should. It's great for everyone. But the context is when you have an external force, you have to create internal tension. When you're lifting weights, what you're doing is you're creating internal tension in the muscles. And when that tension inside the muscles is great enough, it can shorten and and work around the joint and overcome the force that you're putting on it, whether you're holding dumbbells, the earth is pulling that weight into the earth. So your muscles have to create tension and create enough to overcome what the force of gravity is, pulling that weight in, whatever that mass is, whether it's 10 pounds or 200 pounds, your body has to create enough tension inside your system to overcome it. And once you're done with that set, think about it. You don't dissipate all that tension right away. A lot of that gets stored and balled up and it stays inside the body. And you still have like a lot of tension and tightness and stiffness in the joints. So that's where foam rolling comes in. That's where stretching and stuff is great. But yoga is more of a dynamic stretching, lengthening, and endurance, and also connects you with the breath. So it's very physiological. It's not so much just, okay, you're lifting or you're meditating. It's a combination of both. And it helps you connect with the breath. It helps with active recovery. It helps balance out that tension and allows you to come back stronger and more refreshed. I said it many times on the podcast, it's not about resting. A rest day is not, okay, I do nothing day. A rest day is what are you doing to be proactive in your recovery? You need to be proactive in your rest. You need to be active in your rest. Doesn't mean you have to go for a marathon run, but you need to be taking an active, proactive approach in healing yourself. Don't just sit there. Do something that will assist your healing. Assist the healing process, help your body heal, help your body recover. Because you're not building muscle when you're in the gym. You're breaking it down. You're damaging yourself. You're fucking yourself up. When you go home, when you're showering, when you're driving home, when you're eating, when you're resting and sleeping, that's when your body is repairing and getting bigger, stronger, X, Y, and Z. That's when your body does the repairs. And the result happens. So if you're always breaking down, you're always just overloading and smashing your body, but you're not actively recovering and taking the time to balance everything out properly, you can have some long-term issues as a consequence. Been doing yoga for 2 weeks now already, can tell the difference for sure. And that's the kind of thing that you'll find you'll get a lot of results really quick. You'll see a big difference. I hurt my back being a CNA, had MRI, and I have arthritis in my lower lumbars of my spine, and I'm only 25. Oof. Age doesn't matter, but working out and a good diet has helped me so much. And adding yoga in there would be amazing too, unless you have any specific issues why you can't, but you can modify everything. What do you think of the yoga trapeze? I don't have personal experience. You mean aerial yoga? Maybe for decompression of the spine. I've never personally done it. I know a lot of people get into it, but I think if anything, you should be combining that with yoga on the ground, because that's where you live as a human being. You don't live in the trees and swinging from a trapeze. I don't think there's anything wrong with like combining it if it's something safe, but I don't have any experience with it personally. I was able to be more mobile during yoga when I was pregnant. My midwife was impressed. I haven't done it since having my baby. I can tell a huge difference in my mobility. You got to start doing that. Start it up. Just finished an hour of yoga and meditation. Best part of my day, for sure. No doubt. How do I do yoga if I'm a broke college student? Google, YouTube. YouTube is a great resource. Just look up a beginner yoga class. There are probably thousands. There are thousands of resources online. There are millions, thousands, if not millions of different sites and pages and videos. So it's a matter of whether you want to do it in person, whether you can afford to do it in person, whether you have access to something like that, or whether you just want to do a video. But just start with beginner. Find something that's all levels, doesn't matter what kind, what the title is, just learn. And remember not to judge any kind of yoga class or any kind of yoga thing based on one instructor or one video, because there are so many different styles and you have to connect with this person that's teaching it. Maybe you don't like their voice, maybe you don't like the sound, maybe you don't like the music, but you don't want to judge yoga based on just one person or one class. That's one thing that I find people are like, oh, I tried it, I didn't like it. No, you don't try it, you fucking do it and you find what works. You just give up too easily. You don't just take one class, oh, that's yoga. It's like you go to a restaurant, just because one meal sucks doesn't mean all restaurants suck. Just because you don't like chicken doesn't mean you won't like beef. Just because you don't like fish, it's like you can't demonize everything just because of one experience. Amanda, my ex-husband, finally got on board with the elimination diet and dropped around 30 pounds. Fucking hell yeah. His heart function is improving. Next step is getting him to try yoga. He has bad hips, so it's not going to be easy, but worth trying. Good stuff. Oh, there you go. On Stitcher, you can turn off the screen and still listen to the podcast. Oh, there you go. Is the Daily Swole, is it still streaming to Stitcher? No, well, Stitcher is for the podcast. I'm talking. He was asking about live. If you're watching live and you want live audio, then you have to just listen to the audio, but the screen, you're still watching the video. It's not broadcast live like on the radio or something. This ain't a radio. It ain't a radio show. Ain't a radio show. If you want to just listen to it, then you'll have the podcast right after I sign off, right after we get off live. The podcast gets uploaded right away. Day 6 of the primer week. Started getting my boyfriend and doing some yoga. Been seeing a lot of guys with man buns and long hair doing yoga on Instagram. Oh no. You set a trend. We'll see. I think people have been having long hair and man buns doing yoga for a while. It's all good. It's supposed to be it should be a trend. It should be the biggest fucking trend in the world. Everyone should be doing yoga. That should be like, oh, you're doing yoga? They should have yoga in school. You don't want to have gym class? Teach the kids to do yoga. Have them bring in a mat or give them a mat and have kids do that. They're going to be such less of a stressed environment. Doing yoga and meditation for kids in school. That's what everyone should be doing. Kids should be learning that, and they should be learning shit that's fucking important. They should be learning important shit. I went to my first yoga class thinking it was an hour of stretching. I left covered in sweat and addicted. Yep. That's why I always say when people say, oh, it's stretching. Nope, it's not the same. Yeah, I don't do yoga, but I stretch every day. Nope. No, you don't. Stretching is worthless. Fucking stretching is that's such a general term, but most people just bend and touch their toes. That doesn't really do anything. It really doesn't, because when you just lengthen a muscle for a short period of time without warming it up properly, without actually getting deep into it, it's not as effective. What's great about yoga is it's a lot more than stretching. Yoga stretches. It lengthens, but it's not necessarily a stretch. It lengthens, but also activates muscles that will help balance out the joints. You actually get more out of yoga than you do just regular stretching. And of course, there's different types of stretching. And of course, you can really get into stretching. But I know what most people, whatever they say they do a fraction of what they say they do. Oh, but I stretch. Yeah, I've seen people just stretch. You go to the gym, you see a couple people just fucking stretching. It doesn't do shit. They just fucking touch their toes or pick their leg up and reach for their toe. Oh, my hamstring, their leg is turned out to the side, so they're not really even hitting their hamstring. They're compensating big time, and they just kind of bend a little bit. That's not really getting them anywhere. And you can tell because they're usually the people that look the worst or look stiff as shit. Yeah, yoga is absolutely a life changer. And that's why the title of this episode is Adding This Will Change Your Life. I'm not just talking about making gains and losing fat and building muscle, and for men, for women, for everyone. 80 years old, 10 years old, male, female, prior injuries, as long as you're cleared to move and do stuff, yoga's for you. It's for everyone. It's for everyone. You still have to be an intelligent human being. And if there's something that you need to avoid because you have a specific issue, then you need to be aware of that. But there's modifications for everything. Modifications for everything. And you don't need any equipment. A yoga towel is great. A yoga mat is great, but it's not required. You can use a towel. It's going to move around. A mat has benefits, It gives you some perspective, and it gives you some more places to focus for balance. It gives you like relative position. You know how far you are forward or back relative to like the beginning and end and sides of your mat, but it's not required. It's not required. Everyone asks like there's so many hurdles to do yoga. You mean going on YouTube and typing in beginner yoga and then hitting play? You're just full of shit. You're making excuses for it. But I'm telling you, if you listen to any of my episodes, this one, take the advice of this one. Take the advice of this episode. That's really all I want to say. I wanted to kind of get you to click and listen. Adding this will change your life. Adding what? I wonder what he's going to say. Fucking do your yoga. That's what I'm saying. If you're not doing it, this is your wake-up call. This is your chance to get off your fucking ass. This is your chance to stop making excuses about it. This is your chance to stop saying, oh, I'll do it later. I don't have the money for it. I'm this. No one cares. No one cares if you don't have the money to do a yoga class. Fine, go on YouTube. It's free. Now what? Oh, well, I don't have a yoga mat. You don't need one. What now? Oh, well, I don't have time. Bullshit. Make the time. What now? But what? But what? There's no excuse. No excuse not to do it. There really isn't. So let this be the day that you listen like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. He slapped me across the face. That's what it feels like. You hear this? That's what it feels like to get slapped with knowledge cock. That's what it feels like. That little tickle in your ear? Yeah, just the tip. Those of you that are watching, you just got the shaft across the face. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Guys, never got slapped in the face with a dick. Neither have I. That's why I got the beard. It's protection. It's a shield. Shield wall. It's the knowledge cock shield wall. Right? I bring the storm. I don't receive. I bring the fucking storm. I do the slapping. I do the slapping. I do the slapping. That's my job. Allow me. If anyone in your life is not doing yoga and they're being a pussy about it, tag them. Send them this episode. Pass it along. Pass along the gains. But allow this to be your wake up call. All right. I don't hate you if you don't practice yoga. I mean, if you don't do it, what's it going to do for me? If you don't do it, it doesn't hurt my feelings. It's only good advice if you take it. It's only valuable if you, oh shit, he said that. I should try it. I should try it. It's great if you do it because then you're going to get the benefit from it. I only want you to be better. I only want you to do it so you can feel the benefit, so you can experience it. And a lot of people in the comments are saying, oh shit, because of you, I started doing yoga. I started practicing this and I don't have any pain anymore. And it reset my back and I'm stronger now and I feel better. And I want to get you into it. Whether or not you join Swolenormous X, it's cool. If you get into doing yoga and you find your fitness, you find your fucking zone, totally cool. Like it's all good. It's all good. I just want you to start. I want you to start doing it. But that's why we talk about it so much here on the podcast. That's why it's right at the center. It's a part of the core competency in Swolenormous X. That's why all the programming, that's why we have an entire Swolga studio, a yoga studio. That's why we did a masterclass on it today, because it's important. And I want to keep on bringing it to everyone's attention, even our members. But I want to bring it to all of your attention because it's important. And we need to talk about it. It needs to be a part of the conversation. It needs to start getting away. Nutrition is great. And nutrition is important. Of course, it's all important. It's all 100%. But we get lost too much on nutrition. We get lost too much on what exercise should I do? What's my rest period? People worry about that shit and aren't practicing yoga. It's like, what the fuck do you think? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not practicing yoga. You're not doing mobility. You're not doing active recovery. What the fuck are you doing? It's the same thing when someone says, oh, well, I'm trying to count my macros. How much protein am I eating? Too much or too little? I'm like, well, first off, what protein are you eating? Well, I have 2 or 3 shakes a day and I do this. Stop worrying about fucking measuring when you're measuring trash. When you're measuring crap, it doesn't matter. It's like, how high can I stack this shit pile? No one fucking cares. No one should care. It's about what you're stacking up. It's what you're doing, what you're consuming. That's first. Then you can worry about other things. Then you can start asking other questions and you can try different things and apply those things. Yoga, no matter what, you got to do it. Everyone needs to start doing it. Everyone needs to start doing it. Yeah. That's the state of the union right there, Juju. I went to a yoga class and there was like 20 women and one dude. Yeah. Hey, guys, gentlemen, go to a yoga class. If you want to see the ladies, just fucking go. Just fucking go. Just do it. Shane, I love doing yoga now. Only been a few weeks, and this 41-year-old former powerlifter is up off the floor, and I feel awesome. That is music to my ears, bro. Every time you've been mentioning that, how you feel great, it's amazing to know that. I don't know. It's just great to hear it and to see it. And it's not like it's a vindication or a validation. I'm just glad that it's not just coming out of my mouth. I'm glad that when we talk about this, everyone or most of you in the audience that are watching live have these experiences. Like you're collaborating with what I'm saying, because it helps when everyone's listening, because everyone's watching. When they see your comment and they say, oh shit, they're getting results. Maybe something that I should do too. It's not just this psychopathic fucking bearded dude that's saying I should do yoga. It's like, well, you should do yoga. And everyone's saying Juju thinks you should do yoga. Shane thinks you should do yoga. Like that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's about doing it. It's okay to be aware of it, but are you doing anything about it, or are you just aware of it? Oh, I know yoga exists. So what? So what? We all know yoga exists. I have it on the board behind me. It says yoga. So what? Are you going to do it? Are you going to practice? Are you going to start? Are you going to stop making excuses and do it? Hip mobility was my main reason for yoga. Child's pose, yoga, squat, and windmills have helped me so much with my squats. Really opens you up and gets you moving. It's amazing. Early in the morning, late at night. When's the best time to do yoga? Today. That's it. When's the best time to do yoga? Today. Morning, just do it. It's great in the morning. It's great in the evening. It's great in the afternoon. It's great before a workout. It's great after a workout. Like, don't worry about those details. It's like, is it better to work out first thing in the morning or in the evening? Which one can you be more consistent with? Which one do you prefer? I like the morning. There you go. Answer your question. Go in the morning. Like do your workout, do your yoga, and just do it. Just do it. Schedule it in. Fan of hot yoga? Yeah, I love it. My man is so embarrassed to do yoga classes. He loves to practice at home. As long as he practices. Not everyone wants to go to a class. That's why the online classes that we have in Swolenormous X are great. That's why it's great to do them online, because you could do it when you're traveling. You could do it when you can't make it to a class. Let's say you get out of work late and you can't go to the 6 o'clock class or the 7 o'clock class. You just go home and do it. Some people like a class environment. Hot yoga. I live in Florida, so hot yoga is just go on the porch and do yoga. Oh, it's going to get fucking hot. But hot yoga is great. Hot yoga is great, especially in the winter. If you're in areas where it's cold and it gets snowy and you go into a hot yoga, ooh, it's nice. It's nice. Whatever gets people to do yoga, like whatever. That's why I'm saying I don't care. I don't care what your goal is. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care if you're a jabroni or you're not a jabroni. Look, doesn't matter. Just start. Just start. Just do it. I think I tried yoga once before finding this. Didn't know what the point was besides some stretching. Now it makes total sense. Once you see it as part of the bigger picture, if you look at it by itself, it's like, okay. But if you look at it in combination with your health, with your nutrition, with your psychological wellness, with your training, and you look at it as part of a whole entire life approach and programming and design and scheduling, and there's so many other aspects. It's not just the physical. That's what's beautiful about yoga. And so it's also beautiful about meditation. People think meditation is psychological. It is. It's also physical. Yoga is physical. It's also mental. Huge. Like it's huge. Everything is both. Weight training is both. It's mental too. What do you think controls your muscles? Upstairs, your brain. What's up, John? I've been pounding my body with weights for years. Started yoga with Swolenormous X since last September. Should have established yoga years ago. So glad yoga is integrated in my life. Respect, man. I'm glad you're seeing amazing progress with it. It just goes to show what you can do when you are applying it consistently. Damn, Aaron, I drive 55 miles each way for hot yoga once a week in Milwaukee. There are a couple studios that I enjoy going to that are a little bit out of my way. I think I might have to start commuting and doing it a little bit, because I don't necessarily make it to a class often, but I like doing it in a class. I like zoning out and following something. I do the classes in Swolenormous X. I do the same classes that a lot of you do that are members. I do the same shit. It's convenient, and it's a full fucking class. Do it. Do it. Do it. Opinion on neuroscience. It exists. I mean, it's an important area of research. Weightless, great for bedtime. No, I haven't heard of who that is. Let's see. We got on Instagram here. I've heard from someone that you shouldn't stretch or do yoga before a lifting workout because it'll decrease strength. Is there any truth to that? I think there might be some truth to that if you're decreasing tension or you're inhibiting muscle tissue. But if you're doing like a little bit of a flow, I'm not talking about doing a full class, like a yin yoga class when you're just like putting yourself to sleep before you're doing a powerlifting competition. What I mean is, like, I'll go to the gym and as part of a warm up, I'll do 10, 15 minutes on the step mill, get my heart rate up, help me get moving, get my head in the game, get my heart rate up and turn on the sympathetic nervous system, get the blood flowing to the muscles and so forth. And then I'll do some more specific stuff. I'll do some sun salutations. I'll do some rotations, and I'll do a couple moves, and I'll do some more specific training and some specific exercises to get the muscles warmed up and ready for what I'm going to do. So, I mean, you don't have to do an hour before you train. So that's not a dumb fucking statement. It's just, my whole point is, you're not going to, if you're the average person going to the gym, you're not going to see such a difference. Oh, I did yoga before and I'm so weak now. Get the fuck out of here. In my opinion, it's better to do, if you're going to do a yoga class or like a yoga flow, do it after, just because it's a nice rebalancing, and do like a little bit, maybe just for a warm up before you go. But it's not something you should do, in my opinion, full out before. It's just better afterwards. If you have the same amount of time, you have 2 hours, do it after if you can. I find it to be much better after. But it's not going to you're not going to notice, the average person won't notice like a major difference. Yeah, good questions. Can you make yoga videos for YouTube? I have them all on my website. I have no plans to put them on YouTube, but they're all in Swolenormous X in our yoga studio. You can check out my website, swolenormousx.com, for information on memberships and stuff. Chris Horsnell09, what do you think about foam rolling? It's great. I would recommend doing foam rolling. If you do it before your yoga. Foam rolling is great for inhibition, but it doesn't activate, and it doesn't create integrative balance in the body. So it's great for inhibiting specific muscles, but you should do it in addition to your yoga. That'd be a good thing. It'd be a good combo. Yeah, for me personally, if I was going to do them in a sequence, I would do my, your warm up and stuff. I would do my lifting, then I would do foam rolling, and then later on I would do yoga. I don't like to do yoga or stretching right after lifting. You want to ease that tension. I would recommend foam rolling right after lifting. That way you can inhibit the tissue, kind of massage and get like the blood and get the fluids and any byproducts and just kind of shit through the muscle tissue and kind of, just squeeze it through. And then later on you could do your lengthening, that type of mobility work with your yoga later on. I would separate them a little bit more. I wouldn't just like do lifting and then go right into yoga without any kind of transition period of like a tension release. Oh, yoga. So go start, do your yoga today. Any questions, DM me, message on Facebook, message me on Instagram, DM me. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Get hundreds of messages, so make sure that you are patient. But you can check out another good post. Another couple good posts, IGTV video that's going to slap you across the face on why you should be doing yoga is on my Instagram profile. And of course, if you want to check out the latest YouTube dropped another video earlier this morning on YouTube that is excellent. And we'll do some more content and stuff there. Of course, probably another Ask Papa Swole is coming up tomorrow, expected, but there will be another release. So stay tuned for that. And we'll keep on crushing it. And we're going to keep on dropping amazing nukes here the rest of this week. So it's Thursday today. I hope you have an enjoyable rest of your Thursday. Thank you for joining me for episode 1091 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Remember, you can start today in our yoga studio in Swolenormous X with all the programming and the kitchen, the elimination diet, all your nutritional needs, tons of new recipes, added about 15 to 20 recipes today in the kitchen section. So you have everything that you need to get started with your nutrition, with your training, with your mobility, everything inside Swolenormous X. Actually, I got to change the site up a little bit because I got to add more sections and more things that we're offering because I just added some more shit and it just keeps on getting better. So those of you that are members, go check out today's masterclass. It's still in the Facebook group and it's also pinned to the top of your masterclass section on the page. And for everyone else, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, episode 1092 of the Daily Swole. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swole, out.